So do you think that people should respect you? Um, I mean, it'd be nice, it'd be nice to live in a world or, be in an environment where, I'm respected, you know. I think respect is one of those things that is rare now because, nowadays it is because like you've been online, you've been on the internet, you've been on social media, you see like be on YouTube and find a video in the algorithm and people sit there and say, oh yeah, but what about the pranks? And I'm over here like, what happened to wholesome content? What happened to wanting to do something for someone? No, what happened? Like, genuinely, like, I don't want to act belligerent. I don't want to snap. I don't want to rage. I don't want to be aggressive. I just want to ask the questions, bro. I want to ask the question: what happened to wholesome content? What happened to people having a community, doing something for somebody, right? Like supporting somebody. Why is it people can be homeless? People can lose their job. People can be shot in the streets. People can be bullied by whatever. Like, no, in the footage, stuff you see in television shows, stuff you see in movies, stuff you see on soaps, right? Like, to bring it to people's attention. Something you see clips of it on social media, right? People are sharing these clips and people look at them like, yeah, I wouldn't bat an eyelash at it, I wouldn't raise an eyebrow at it, just keep scrolling, keep scrolling, keep scrolling. I look at stuff like that. I look at the violence. I look at the harmful things. I think about the kids of this generation. Of course I do. I think kids are affected by this shit. But there's also ways around it, bro. You know what I'm saying? For me, I ask myself a question because nobody knows my name. Nobody knows my character. Nobody knows me. I ask myself a question. If I was still a kid, I kind of am, but no. If I was still a kid, what would I do if I was that age? I would probably game. There's a reason sometimes why I purposely pin male creators and prefer listening to male creators. Yeah, there's only a few female creators, but I'm more orientated in that direction. Like I say, preferably the aggressive people. Just to put it like that, like the people that are angry, the people that are like, oh, but why is this game shit? Why is this movie so terrible? Why is it so woke? I support those videos. And it's not because I hate the idea of it being woke. I hate the idea of people putting it over like it's something that is necessary. It's not. We live in a generation of potential. We always have. When I was growing up, I was able to go to school. I was able to go to college. I was able to be fucked with by those pricks. I was able to, be bullied and fucked with and hated on. And as a character, I want to, from my perspective, listening to myself, I'm like, how? When I listen to myself, and I'm not being biased because it's me. When I listen to myself, I'm always sitting over here like, how? How was I ever fucked with? How was I ever hated on? I was just like everybody else. But they didn't see it like that. They didn't view me like that. They were like, nah, this guy, bro, this guy, he wants to be like Lucas. This guy wants to be the guy from the video, get in the gym. He wants to be independent. He wants to be, his own person. We can't have that because everybody wanted to be on an assembly line. I didn't. Each to their own. If that's what you want to do, you go do that, G. You go do that. More power to you. If you want to find God and find Christianity, more power to you. I hope it works out for you. But don't come around me and know that I want to do well for myself and you want to throw some agenda on me, bro. I want to work, right? I want to be a part of this, like community, the society. No, not the matrix, not the system, the community. People are always like, fuck you and fuck the community. But why? Why did I have to get aggressive? I'm confused because, listen, there are actual pricks online that will actually look at certain things, right? They will look at something like equality and hate it, or feminism and hate it, or DEI and hate it, or it's too woke and hate it. They still get follows. Someone like me who speaks his mind, I couldn't even hold a friendship. Let's go back to 2019. Josh McCarthy, a prime example. I knew him. He knew me, right? I walked into Juniper. I walked into that classroom. I sat next to him. He saved me. I saved him. We were cool. I was like, we're off to a good start. I'll share this story as many times as I can. People need to know. But respectfully, he wanted to do me dirty because he wanted to go off in his own direction. When you're on a path, when you're on a mission to be your best self, sometimes you can't be on your own. Sometimes people can. But what I learned from Josh McCarthy was he was himself. And by surrounding myself with people like him, not even people like him, with an individual like him, I could have been confident. I could have had it. I could have had that walk. I could have talked the way he talked, right? I could have been more like him. Still myself. Still me. That I don't need to watch these Andrew fake videos. Because Josh McCarthy, he was someone I could resonate with. But he wanted to go off in his own direction like many men. That's why when you watch these type of guys, people are surprised and shocked. Yo, why do you cut me off? Why did you block me? Why did you, ignore me? I didn't. I just don't want to see what you post. I just don't want to see it. Right? Now, I'm all abolish ICE. I hate MAGA. I hate the government. I hate the Labour. I hate the party. Right? I don't hate the idea of Labour. I don't hate the idea of party. Right? Parties, whatever you call them, right? I love partying. I love to party, you know me. I love balloons and celebrate people. Those are the kind of parties I do. Those are the kind of parties I like. When it comes to Labour,